fudged it up.
Welcome to the Leftover Pizza Pod, everybody. My name is Kyle. You can follow me on Twitter at the College Kid, and next to me we have Cody. You can follow him on Twitter at DWKelly111. How you doing, Cody?
Right that time. I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right. Got the stuff taken out of my nose so I can breathe a little bit better, and I'm ready to go.
Awesome. Sounds good, man. I'm glad you can breathe better. We are in a bit of a time crunch today, so we'll probably won't have as long of a pod as we like, and we understand that we might have some audio issues as far as some people sounding like cavemen, but we'll get that fixed by next episode. So,
Cavemen.
We will be doing a pizza giveaway today, I believe. Right, Cody?
Got this all written out here. So what we're going to do is there is a special little pizza graphic. And we're not talking about the one right above me, wherever it is, if I can point right above my head. We're not talking about that one. It's a separate pizza graphic. We'll pop on the screen during this at some point in time. Here's what we're going to need you to do. You got to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Then you will have to, in the comments, down the second mark that this graphic pops onto the screen. And then retweet, share our post when the video drops. Hashtag leftover pizza. And then random person who does all three of those things, come Friday, we'll send a pizza to your house. So,
Sounds good.
fun
And
little thing.
this little pizza icon will be a full-size pizza. It's not going to be a little slice. So, it'll be a full-size pizza. Just to give you guys some pointers. So, last week we did, the AFC East and AFC North? Broke those down?
NFC South, NFC East. You were close.
Yeah. I was close. Not close enough, though. Alright, anyways, we did those. And then, so last week we had the Hall of Fame class inducted in. And
Yes, sir.
my boy and maybe your rival, Peyton Manning, got in. He put on a hell of a speech, I thought.
For him.
You think he's going to be commish? That's what I hear a lot of talk about.
No. No, he's much better suited for personality, I think. Probably too much responsibility for his retired life to be commissioner.
Yeah, I don't think he wants that. I think he's having enough fun doing what he's doing. So in honor of Peyton getting in, we're gonna go ahead and do the two divisions he was in, and it also happens to be our two divisions that our favorite teams are in, which is Denver in the AFC West, and then Cody's Titans in the AFC South, and then Peyton's Colts in the AFC South. So, yeah. So what I have first up is I'm going to have the AFC... let's do the AFC South first, Peyton's first team. And so we got the Colts. Their win record over-under is at 8.5. I'm going to go ahead and let you start it off. And what do you think the Colts are going to do this year?
I think if a lot of it depends on the health of Carson Wentz and how Carson Wentz does after, he's had a shaky past couple years, dealt with injuries. If Carson Wentz can kind of return to the Frank Reich form, I think they definitely go over. And they can get at least 9 wins. They have a really, really good defense. But a lot rides on that offense. And then Quentin Nelson being hurt, it depends on how fast he can come back. We got good reports early. So I think they can at least hit that 9 mark.
Yeah. 9 wins. I think they can do it. What is it? It's 8.5. Yeah, I think they can. I see them hitting 9, especially if Wentz comes back. I think it might have been at 9.5 before Wentz got hurt. So I don't know when Wentz is coming back. Hopefully, I mean, if Quentin Nelson's looking good, I think Wentz has the same injury from what I read. I don't know for sure. But hopefully, if they each come back, I don't know what
It seems to be pretty similar.
Yeah. Let's see. Do you see? They got the Seahawks first, and then the Chargers, and then the Titans.
Start off with a pretty decently difficult stretch of the year.
Yeah.
I think we'll see how Carson's mobility does. Really, a foot issue. We'll see. Still, I think they hit 11 wins last year.
Yeah,
I'm aging and about to retire Phillip. So
yeah, I'm gonna definitely hit the over on that, and then if it's still up, I might go ahead and actually make that my lock of the division, because they are going against the AFC East this year, so they're going against the Jets, Patriots, Bills, and Dolphins, yeah. So can't think, but yeah, they're going against them. So yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and take the over as well. And then who we got next? The Texans at... Oh, and they also get to play the Texans twice, the Jags twice. So
yeah, good to be us. They usually historically do pretty well against the Titans too. So we'll see. They might have a decent trip to that division crown if they can pull off some games.
Yeah. We'll see. I think they are the favorite to win. No, they aren't. That's stupid. Another team is the favorite to win. We'll talk about them later.
Good.
So the Texans, over under at 4. What do you think?
Under. Get those out of there. They were terrible last season. They didn't get any better. They had 4 wins last year. Deshaun Watson issues, him wanting to trade, him having his allegations against him, and the dude's gonna get dragged. Okay, the roster's worst. There's nothing to like about the Houston Texans. They have Mark Ingram might be their best player on offense. So I mean, yeah, I'm not too hyped about them. I would possibly take that under as my lock.
Oh, well, I would take the under as well. I don't know. I mean, I think 4 is pretty good for them. I don't see them getting over 4 wins too much. I mean, they got a pretty easy schedule. I think they're going against the NFC South. So, I mean, they got the Bucks twice, but then they have the Panthers. They got the Falcons. I don't know how good they're going to be. The Saints, who knows how well they're going to be. All 3 of their quarterbacks threw an interception this last preseason game. So, I don't know how well they're going to be. I'm staying away from the Texans. I actually do think that I might have bet on them on the under. But looking at it now, I think I'm going to stay away.
Yeah, there were 6 teams last season that had 4 wins or less. They were one of them, and I think they do it again.
Yep. All right, we'll see if we can disagree here soon. But so far we're on the pace. Jaguars.
Don't do it.
Jaguars 6.5 over under.
Under. Trevor Lawrence doesn't give them an extra 6 wins. A rookie quarterback does not give them and that terrible team an extra 6 wins than what they had last season. Especially when Gardner Minshew, some could say he wasn't the problem. So it's Trevor's not going to do it. Who knows if he's even going to hold off Gardner. Gardner hasn't taken a dump in, I think, 2 months now. So, no. There's no way they hit 7 wins. You can book that.
Yeah, I don't see them hitting 7 wins. Trevor Lawrence is awesome. But he looked a little timid in the preseason game a little bit. He didn't look completely comfortable, but maybe that'll shake off once he gets a few games under his belt.
One of the highlights they showed of him from last night's game, this dude threw a dart, 15, 20 yards downfield, and everyone's raving about it. Everyone's getting happy about it. The new rookie quarterback's out here throwing dimes. But they forget to notice how dude sat in the pocket for like 10 seconds on that throw. That's not going to happen in the regular season, not with their offensive line. He's going to have to move. So we'll see what he can do when he's actually getting attacked and not just sitting back there.
Yeah, we'll see. He'll probably have some rookie slumps, but I think they got a good one with him. And did they run the ball at all? Did ETN do anything?
I didn't look enough to see. I was just scrolling through Twitter, and all the rave was the rookie QBs were getting after it. So yeah. I was trying to follow those rookie quarterbacks last night.
All right, so next we got your team, Tennessee Titans, over under 9. I have a feeling I know what you're going to say with this one.
Yeah. It's obvious. I'm going to easily take that over. Very, very easily, actually. The Titans haven't had a non-losing season in 5 years. So that's history. Mike Vrabel has never had a losing season as head coach. The GM, John Robinson's done a really good job putting this team together. Their offense was very, very good last year. They had a 2,000-yard rusher. They had A.J. Brown hit the field running. Looks like he's a breakout stud. Ryan Tannehill had 40 touchdowns last season, less than 10 turnovers. And he had Julio. So now we got Julio added to that offense. And most people know I'm a big fan of Corey Davis. Julio Jones is a lot better than Corey Davis is.
Yeah.
Then defense is what everyone's saying is the thing that's holding them back. They went out. I believe they have half of their defense is new starters. Preseason, that defense allowed 3 points? Rookie defensive player had a sack and a half. Starters weren't even playing. Whatever. I don't care. I have hope that this defense is retooled. It can at least be closer to middle of the pack, not bottom of the pack.
All right. I'm gonna give you some stats here, and then I'll tell you what I think. All right. So Tennessee posted a plus 52-point differential and an 11-5 record, as you know, last year. Based on their point differential, the Titans would have been expected to win 9.2 games. A big part of the explanation for the differential is the Titans' 7-2 record in one-score games, 78% win percentage. So that's pretty good. So since 2016, there have been 19 teams with a one-score winning percentage of at least 75%, and all but one of those teams had a worse one-score record the next season. The Titans had we know they had one of the worst defenses last year. They got Bud Dupree. Even though Bud Dupree graded out on PPF as the 82nd ranked pass rusher, and he's coming off a torn ACL, so we'll see how that works. So on offense, the Titans lost to Arthur Smith to the Falcons. So we'll see about that. So they got Todd Downing coming in. Do you think he's going to be continuing that play action heavy?
I think a lot of it will stay pretty similar. Big thing about Todd taking over OC. Last few years under Arthur Smith, the Tennessee Titans have been one of the best teams in the red zone. The person who was mostly responsible for the red zone scheme and play calling and what goes on down there, that was Todd. So they had one of the most successful red zone teams, and now basically the red zone coordinator is in charge of the offense.
All right. Well, with all that being said, I see the Titans winning at least 10 games. So with the newness of the Colts taking over, like Carson Wentz, the iffiness of that, and just the Titans, being the Titans, and Vrabel taking charge, I feel like they're going to have at least 10. They are the favorite to win this division at minus 110, so that's actually not too bad odds if you like them.
They were not the favorite up until Carson got hurt, so
yes. So those
odds switched a little bit.
I'm going to take the over as well, and I will take the Titans to win this division. And I'm assuming you're going to take the Titans to win this division as well.
Oh, yeah. As soon as the Julio news dropped, I'll be honest, I got on my FanDuel app. I went on there as soon as Adam Schefter was tweeting that we were getting Julio. And I put a little action in. I put a little money on Titans to win the Super Bowl. I put a little money on Titans to have the best record. I put a little bit of money on Henry MVP, Ryan Tannehill MVP to be AFC champions. Hype's real this year. The hype is real. We're seeing that we have that opportunity to maybe get to the big game. They were close a couple years ago, and now we're getting closer to the end of that tunnel, and there's excitement.
Yeah, there should be. There should be. They got the big bad wolf in Kansas City they got to take care of. The Ravens have a really good defense, but we'll see. All right, let's go ahead and start with this AFC West. So we're going to go ahead and start with Peyton's team there, and that is also my team, the Denver Broncos. They haven't won since Peyton, and they haven't had a winning record since Peyton. So they are slotted at 8.5 wins for the over-under. For me, I'll go ahead and start with the AFC West.
Yep.
I mean, originally, after that first drive, I was definitely going to hammer the under, but seeing the rest of that game, we're going to hammer the over here. 8.5 wins.
Yeah.
That offense is cooking. We got KJ Hamler back. He was suffering injuries all last year. And from what I was reading, the trainers and everything were saying his injuries were related to his body not being properly acclimated to the mile-high conditions. And so he said he's been training this offseason, so he should be healthier this year. And when he was healthy last year, I don't know if you remember, he did have like a 2-touchdown, 150-yard game against the Carolina Panthers. So he is that Henry Ruggs deep threat option that we have, Tyreek Hill, that's in this division. And I'm excited. We have Cortland Sutton back. He did not play, I don't think, this last preseason game.
Let him sit.
Judy looked really good. He looked really quick.
He did.
Drew Lock looked a lot more comfortable back there, but we'll see once he's playing against some real defenses. He practiced against those guys all week long, so Teddy looked pretty fine. He looked like Teddy. Teddy and Derek Carr, I feel like, are the same. They're just going to dump it off. But Drew Lock taking some shots. I was really happy, really pleased about it. He actually, his strike to Judy, he actually got hit as he threw it, so I'm glad he was getting more comfortable stepping into a hit, which it didn't look like he was last year. So I'm pumped about him. I actually took, if you guys are playing fantasy football, as a last round pick, taking a flyer on KJ Hamler is not a bad idea. I did that in my money league a couple weeks ago. There's KJ Hamler and Tim Patrick left, and I decided to go with Hamler because if you're taking a lottery pick like that, you don't want to have a player you want to sit and hold on the roster to see if they're gonna pay off, right? You don't want to like Alexander Madison. You're going to be holding him. He's going to be taking up a roster spot. Him and like Tony Pollard, because you're waiting if they get hurt. You know someone's going to snatch him up as soon as you release him anyways. But someone like KJ Hamler, you're going to know within the first game if that offense is going to use him or not. So,
right.
But go ahead, Cody. What do you think?
I think it's close. I think the over is very reasonable. I probably would lean on the over cautiously, depending on the quarterback. Both of these quarterbacks kind of have their, Drew Lock, you'll see more as the guy who's going to push the ball downfield, a little bit more risky, but with the weapons on the outside and Fant, I feel like that might be the better option at this point. Teddy Bridgewater is the safer option. What's the goal? Are we just trying to game manage and get through a game? Or do we want someone who he might lose you the game, but might go out there, he might win you the game. Does Drew Lock finally have that growth where he can be the guy who wins more than he loses? Hesitantly, I'm going to take the over, but I'm not very confident on it at all. The defense, I trust the defense. Surtain looked like an absolute stud yesterday. Absolute stud.
Yes.
So I think there's good optimism there. If the defense can be the Denver Bronco defense, and one of these quarterbacks can emerge as the real leader of this team, I think they can at least fight for a wild card. So we'll see. This whole division's kind of interesting.
Yeah, PS2 was looking awesome. He had no catches on him, and I think he had two passes on him. He almost picked off one, and then the other one he took it for 6. So
yeah, he looks like a stud.
All right, so next we got the Kings of the AFC. We got the Kansas City Chiefs. Over under is at 12. Juices on the over of 12.5. I will be. I actually might go ahead and put this one in after the show. I'm definitely going to take the over with the extra game of 12 wins with plus money. I think that might be. Looking at this is going to be my bet of the division. It's a Chiefs over plus 120. I mean, Mahomes is pissed about losing. He's pissed about not scoring a touchdown in the Super Bowl. So that offense, I feel like, is not going to be coasting through the season like they were last year. As far as I felt like they were just coasting through games. So then once it got close or they needed to play, they just went ahead and made it and won. They were a terrible team to bet on, but I think this year they might be. We'll see after the first couple games, but I think they might be going back to the old Chiefs and just blowing everyone out.
Okay, so you seem pretty confident on that over, huh?
Yeah.
Look, Kansas City, their biggest problem in the Super Bowl was their offensive line. I think we can all agree to that. They had injuries on the offensive line, and Tampa Bay took advantage of that. So they try to retool the offensive line this offseason. They have 5 new starters on that offensive line. 3 of them are going to be playing their very first NFL games. That is a big cause of concern for me. I think that when you have offensive linemen starting for the first time, it maybe takes them a while to get ready for the league, especially when you have 5 offensive linemen, the whole unit, playing together for the first time. They could be slow to start, I feel like. If we look at the regular season, they start the year against Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett is their very first game with 3 rookie offensive linemen and 5 new starters. Second game against the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens have usually a pretty good defense. They usually try to get after the quarterback with 3 rookie linemen and 5 new starters. The third game is against Bosa in LA with the Chargers. So you're telling me we go against the first 3 games against good pass rushers. I could see a situation where this new unit kind of starts slow. If we keep going down their schedule, after the Chargers, they play the Eagles. So that one could be a little easier. Then they got the Buffalo Bills and the Buffalo Bills defense. Then they got the Washington football team and the Washington football team's defensive line. They play pass rushers. So I'm curious to see how this offensive line will go. And I'm going to take the under.
Ooh.
Because I see a rough start for them.
I feel. So those 3 new offensive linemen they're getting that aren't rookies are all graded by PPF in the top 30 as far as pass protecting in the league. So that's something, a little nugget there about the offensive line. I do understand the other 2 are rookies, but we'll see how it all works out. I feel like Andy Reid's big brain will help make life easier for them.
Yeah, he has a big bumpy brain.
All right, next we have the Las Vegas Raiders at 6.5 wins. I would take the under, and it is juiced at 155. And the only reason I'm taking the under is I think 6 wins is where they're at. I don't think they get over 6 wins. They usually start off the season hot. They have pretty much since they've gotten Gruden, and then they stumble down the rest of the season. And I just foresee that happen again. I didn't see them change anything to make me think any differently. They also got rid of their entire offensive line, and they got back another one. I'm going to go ahead and I think Jacobs is having some type of injury or something. I don't know. Something's going on with Jacobs. I'm going to go ahead and take the under.
I don't think there's much disargument here. Nothing to argue about, really. I'm going to take the under also. I'm with you. It's hard to have much hope in this team. I feel like there's not much optimism going on. They might be at the bottom. Not many people are talking about them. I just stay away from them.
Yeah, good call. Not much to talk about here, fantasy-wise. Maybe Darren Waller. Maybe take a flyer on Ruggs, but other than that,
Ruggs. Yeah.
I don't see anything else happening. I'd stay away from Derek Carr as well, unless you're in a certain league where completions and completion percentage matters. I would take Carr, but other than that, stay away from him. Next, we got the Los Angeles Chargers. So they are at 9.5. That is a lot for them.
Yeah, that is crazy.
I'm going to go ahead and take the under on them. I understand that Herbert's a stud, but it's his second year, and usually second-year quarterbacks have a bit of a slump because defenses can they got a whole year's worth of film to study them and slow them down and look at Lamar Jackson after he had his first full year. His second year, he didn't do so hot, so defenses figured him out. And I think that's what's going to happen with Herbert. However, I do think Herbert is a stud. I think he's going to do well. They do got a new coach, so we'll see how that goes because their last coach, Anthony Lynn, I felt like lost them a lot of games, a lot of close games with his game management. So if their coach can turn it around, but that's yet to be seen yet. So I'm going to go ahead and take the under on the safe side.
I'm with you. We don't disagree very often. It seems like I don't see a first-year head coach, a second-year quarterback getting to 10 wins. I don't see it. I know they get Derwin James back. That's a big deal. Big deal. They have a lot of good weapons, a lot of good talent, but I don't see them making that sort of a jump. I just don't. I do think there is a lot more reason for optimism with the Chargers than what there is for the Raiders.
Yeah.
I think them and the Broncos can both fight for a wild card spot, but I don't see 10 wins in their future. Count me out.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of hype on Herbert. If it under wasn't juiced so much, I might make that my bet. But for these two divisions, my bet that I'm going to make is I'm going to have the Chiefs over for these two. And then I would probably also put on the Titans winning the division at minus 110. I think that's good enough odds. What about you, Cody?
I like the Titans winning the division. I like the over on the Titans. And then I do really, really like the under on the Jaguars. If we're talking AFC South.
All right, yeah.
I'm pretty confident with the under on the Chiefs. I know you're over on the Chiefs. I'm a little under. So I'm decently confident, not maybe one unit, but I would put money on them winning the division, though.
Yeah, yeah, but let me see.
There's not much juice in that game.
It's minus 290 for the Chiefs.
Yeah. So
I'm not touching it. As far as what the payout is, are we going to put the Chiefs under on the board?
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's write it.
All right, we'll put it on the board. Yeah. I'll go ahead and I'll figure out what the cost are. We'll say unit is we'll say $10 just to make it even and easy math. And then I'll do your units plus whatever the odds are, and we'll see who makes the most money. We'll also keep track of records, and we'll see how we do this year.
Yeah. So do we see any pizza anywhere? Is there any pizza somewhere? I see one.
There's
just
one
that
there.
Slice, though.
Yeah, there's one of them did pop up somewhere during this podcast. We'll see if anyone noticed.
It's hungry.
Yeah, I'm starving.
It's hungry. Who wants it more? Pizza. Remember, subscribe, comment when you saw it. Good luck, because it's hard to see. You got to have those eagle eyes. If you want a pizza, you're going to have to work for it, okay? But we'll send it to your house Friday. You'll get done with work. You'll say, man, what a tough week that was. I was out here busting my butt all week, working hard, being a dependable man, coming home, or lady, come home, tell us what time you get off work. We'll say, hey, I know you had a hard day. Have a pizza on us.
That's right. Can't wait to do it. It's exciting, man. please remember, like, subscribe, comment, follow us on Twitter at Leftover Pizza Pod. And we'll keep in touch with you guys. Until next week, we'll see y'all later.